No, I really think it was actually Antifa dressed in Trump gear to make you think they were Trump supporters.
So Antifa did January 6th. They dressed up. All those thousands of people were actors. They were leftists, and Trump had nothing to do with it.
As leftists, if we had that kind of resource, we wouldn't be doing kabuki theater, LARPing to try and like, the consequences of that event compared to what actually took place are so minimal. It would have been such a ordeal to orchestrate, to plan, to coordinate thousands and thousands of people to have pulled that off with the risks of everyone possibly getting arrested for very little consequence. Like, that's not really moving the needle.
So we are at a Donald Trump rally. Why don't you tell me your name and what are you doing here?
So my name is Mike. I'm from Merrimack, New Hampshire, and I'm here to see my favorite president in the whole world, Donald Trump.
And why is he your favorite?
Because he says, he does what he says. He gets it done.
Did he build the wall?
No. I believe that's just lies by the mainstream media, and they're covering up the truth.
Did he win the election?
Absolutely.
And why isn't he in office?
You know what? I mean, if you know what this shirt means,
What does this shirt mean?
Q is it's a mix of different things, but it's basically saying that the world is not how it seems. The media is all fake. The media is not reporting accurate information.
So not reporting that he is actually in office?
What I believe, what actually quite a few Trump supporters believe, is that Trump is still the president right now. He is running a shadow presidency, possibly from Mar-a-Lago. The White House, the real White House, is shut down.
So you don't like how everything's going with him in office still?
So I believe that it's all a movie we're watching. That's what I have been told. It's all a movie, and we have, actors playing different people who.
Like who else?
So Biden, the real Joe Biden that was with Obama when he was vice president with Obama, he's been executed.
So that's like Tupac, Biggie. They have a replacement. He's a hologram.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And
you really think that?
I do. I genuinely believe it. I believe that we've been brainwashed our whole lives. I really do. And that the fake Biden is being played by. There's a few people playing him. James Woods could be. Other prominent actors who are on Trump's side in a rubber mask playing Biden, in an effort to wake people up to see what the deep state had planned for us.
Come on, you got to be fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding. No, this is information. I'm not.
Okay, so if we're going to go deep state, how about RFK Jr., his uncle famously got his head blown off, and so did his dad. What do you think about the deep state doing that?
So, haven't heard much about the head being blown off, but I know that JFK Jr. is still alive, and he is going to eventually
How about John?
Shania Twain is fucked. She said if she was in the US, can you ratio her? Okay, Marty, I think you're typing excitedly because it seems like parts of the sentence are missing. It seems very unusual to me. Shania Twain is fucked. She said if she was in the US, can you ratio her? Liked your music until she came out with that bit. What's the bit? I'm not fully understanding what's going on.
John, which one is that?
JFK Jr.
Yeah.
JFK Jr.
Yeah, he's going to be Trump's second vice president when all this truth comes out. You can't rely on the news, dude. You gotta.
Sorry, she said she would have voted for Trump. Oh, okay. Shania Twain said she would have voted for Trump. Really? Oh, Shania. That makes me sad. I used to have a crush on Shania Twain. No, I won't be able to ratio her. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't have that power. She's probably got like 1 million followers. 977,000. Yeah. No blue check mark though. I assume that's not a recent thing. You just want me to wait, did you want me to randomly ratio just whatever posts? That would be so weird. Okay, so first off, I don't have the power. I'm not like one of the accounts where if I respond to someone, I ratio the fuck out of them. Like, I can be a little sassy and I get ratios sometimes, but I'm not one of those accounts. I'm pretty good at quote tweeting people and blowing them the fuck up. I'm a much more powerful quote tweeter than I am like a reply guy. But like, it would be so out of nowhere. Shania, fuck you, fucking Trump supporter, you're blah blah blah. I have no idea who this motherfucker is.
You gotta turn to alternative information.
Are these delegates? Who are all these people?
Who, these people?
Are you guys delegates?
I feel I can fix her.
Here.
I can fix her.
What is everyone doing here? What is this?
Just so you know, girls.
Oh, so you're
just so you know, there's certainly an aspect of boys also sometimes, you know, having a crush on a problematic woman, where it's like, yeah, she scares me a little bit, definitely a little bit scary, but I feel like there's a nice side underneath that, and so she's a little scary right now, but I feel like I could make her, you know, maybe be a little bit more friendly and loving to me. So that'll be, it's a long-term project, obviously. I think that's kind of like the guy equivalent of where it's like, you know, women are like, oh, he's a bad boy, fuck, that's hot, but the cigarettes will kill him, they will, and the motorcycle probably will kill him as well. So the cigarettes, the motorcycle, you know what, that's a later project. We can get rid of those. For now, we'll just enjoy the rides on the back of the motorcycle. Just get that adrenaline pumping. But yeah, it's down the road, you know.
I know it's a Trump rally.
The long game, exactly, Zero.
All I gotta say is that if Trump really was such a horrible human being, why would all these good people?
Oh shit,
come out
we have been Shania locked effectively. Roller Dragon coming in with the receipts. Apparently, Shania has been forgiven. Shania Twain singing words of sorry for saying she'd have voted for Trump. It's a good thing. Hey, it's a good thing I didn't act emotionally, as I am sometimes prone to do. Good thing I didn't jump into her fucking replies out of nowhere. Went real heavy, you know, on something. She's like childhood crush of mine, and then all of a sudden it's like, darling, I have no idea who you are or why you're up in my business. Leave me alone. Multi-platinum country star Shania Twain is walking back a statement she made in an interview with The Guardian in which she said she would have voted for Donald Trump if she was an eligible voter. I would have voted for him because, even though he was offensive, he seemed honest. Do you want straight or polite? Not that you shouldn't be able to have both. If I were voting, I just don't want bitches? Bastards? If I were voting, I would have voted for a feeling that it was transparent and politics had a reputation of not being that, right? I would like to apologize to anybody I've offended, blah, blah, blah. The question caught me off guard. As a Canadian, I regret answering this unexpected question without giving more response. I don't know if I would say woke. I would say the mildest of walkbacks. That's not even really, you know, like, this was wrong because Trump is kind of like a super misogynistic, racist, fascist type. So that's why it was wrong to say this. This is more like, I just got confused in the heat of the moment, and I'm a Canadian, so, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, either way, I think we averted a disaster there, you know? We averted a disaster.
Boredom.
We came
After
close.
all this, there must be something the media's doing wrong.
That was just such a random request. Lance, can you please go ratio Shania Twain for me? Almost adorable.
Is it possible they don't know what they're doing?
I see your point, but unfortunately, it's not true. I think yes. The Trump supporters just see something different in Donald Trump, and the media has convinced you that he is a racist, he is a sexist, he's against gay people, he's a fascist. He's not any of those. He's just for the American people, and he's the guy to take down the entire system that has been controlling the world and, you know, controlling our way of life for centuries. He's the guy to basically change the whole system, bring up, you know, he's bringing God back, he's bringing.
So what do you think about the E.G. Carroll rape trial?
Say it one more time.
There's a Donald Trump rape trial going on right now. How do you think?
Well, it's gonna be fake, obviously. That probably wasn't Trump. That was probably some kind of Joe Biden-esque operative. Maybe that was Kamala Harris in like a skin suit doing that.
Donald Trump's a rapist?
Again, I believe that the media is trying. They will lie about everything about Donald Trump. They will make up every single thing. They'll make up horrible acts.
So that it's not just the media that would be making up that lie. It would probably be the victim. The victim would have to, like, before I would go after the media, I would probably, if you're going to go down that road.
Accusations about people on Trump's team, like they did with Brett.
How about like the Weber v. Deck case, which involved Donald Trump?
I was going to say one more thing, but with like
where does he look like the Yankee?
They fabricated that.
There's a little similarity.
Yankee
has a way better beard.
Trump. January 6th was a setup to take down Trump and his good supporters.
Okay, so you don't think that Donald Trump stood outside the White House and encouraged people to do January 6th?
Okay. There's a whole story to January 6th. You can look it up. Go to bitshoot.com. That's a great website to get information on.
You tell me your take on it. What's the story behind January 6th?
So, January 6th. I believe January 6th was, I don't know every single detail, but I have the basic scope of it. It's basically what you saw on TV, what you saw, like the people fighting with police officers, people fighting with, beating up and fighting, being violent and breaking glass. That was all staged. It wasn't actually real,
It was EPs.
No.
Oh, it wasn't EPs?
No, I really think it was actually Antifa dressed in Trump gear to make you think they were Trump supporters.
So Antifa did January 6th. They dressed up. All those thousands of people were actors. They were leftists. And Trump had nothing to do with it.
Trump, you see, that was...
So, like, if we had these kind of resources, that's not what we would be doing with them. I'm going to be honest with you. As leftists, if we had that kind of resource, we wouldn't be doing fucking, kabuki theater, fucking LARPing to try and fucking, like, the consequences of that event compared to what actually took place are so minimal. It would have been such a fucking ordeal to orchestrate, to plan, to coordinate thousands and thousands of people to have pulled that off with the risks of everyone possibly getting arrested for very little consequence. Like, that's not really moving the needle. Like, if that was the only thing coming into both the midterms and the upcoming election, I don't know if that, like, the Democrats are counting on this to be a massive thing for Americans to be like, this is the greatest travesty that has ever happened in American history, and we witnessed it, blah, blah, blah. A lot of Americans just don't care anymore. The TV cycle has moved them on, even with the hearings and everything. What's moving the fucking compass is the right marching and barreling towards fascism and taking people's rights away. Like, stripping half the population of the US of bodily autonomy, that gets people out to the polls. That gets people angry. That gets people like, holy fuck, I've got to claw back what my fucking grandmother didn't have to worry about. This is fucked. Holy shit. Comma, birthing people, trans men, non-binary people give birth as well. Yeah, they're having their rights stripped away from them. Absolutely they are. And so that gets people out. The obsession with limiting democratic freedoms by going after fucking a small marginalized minority of the population is very self-evident to a lot of normies now. Like, it's not a winning fucking election cycle thing for American voters. They don't care about fucking how restrictive they can go against trans kids. Whereas the pundits and the Christian right are very obsessed with this.
I've done my research, and the people on the west side of the building, that was what you saw on TV. People were breaking windows, but it was all done by professional stuntmen, professional photographers.
Stuntman Antifa.
It was paid actors. It was paid actors.
Antifa and stuntmen.
It was just all paid actors set up by people against Trump to make it look like Trump incited a violent attack on the Capitol. But Trump and his real actual supporters in their Trump gear were on the east end of the building. And even one guy, Brandon Strock. I love you, Brandon Strock. I hope you see this. It's
Brandon, he's that guy who spent a little time in the fake jail cell because he turned FBI informant, right?
Brandon Strock is a good man. He's a patriot. He's a gay American.
No, he reached out to me and tried to get me embroiled in his weird FBI informant scheme.
Brandon Strock is a good man, and he
FBI informant.
Nope, and he
FBI informant.
No, I seriously. Brandon, if you're seeing
it's on the paperwork.
Oh, it's all an effort to take down the good people of this country.
FBI informant.
Brandon Strock is a gay man who realized that the Democrats and the left are not for any minorities or gay people. They just want their vote, and they don't do anything for them.
I mean, that's the closest thing you said to something that's factual, and that it's just an assumed thing, and this is something I've heard. Like, I can say this as a non-American. I've observed that it seems like, yes, they court the LGBTQ plus vote way more than they actually stand up for LGBTQ plus rights, but that's not as if they don't and haven't done anything. You do have to acknowledge when, the Biden administration has stepped in, as they have a couple times since they've been in power, in order to stand up for LGBTQ plus and specifically trans rights, but they're also just not actively trying to gut them. That's the difference between the two. Like, it's the same thing with the black vote. You'll see this often, and Joe Biden has even said racist shit, like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Like, what the fuck? No, that's not how you should appeal to like a marginalized community. You should be like, here's the ways in which I'm going to try and help and ameliorate the conditions for black children. Like, here's the money that I want to put into impoverished areas of America, and it is disproportionately going to fall along the lines of black and indigenous kids who probably will get some of that funding because they happen to live in poor regions of America. But this is a form of restitution that I'm trying to. That's a difference than being like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, you know?
Tell them they're a victim. Trump actually cares about everyone, including gay people like Brandon Strzok.
So you're a stand-up comedian.
No, I'm just a truth seeker.
All right, tell me your name again.
Mike.
You want your last name on here?
It's over 9.
Okay, but you're okay with me making this video and putting it out, right?
Put it anywhere you want.
All right.
YouTube.
Mike the Anonymous Miker. QAnon guy.
Where we go one, we go all.
He seems nice enough, just as a person. It's wild. I mean, like you live in the upside down. There's no question about that. That part is a part of it.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojack, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.